Please be advised that everything in my video is purely for entertainment purposes. These are purely my thoughts and opinions and are subjective. I must advise you to please do your own research. All media used is found on the public domain and are fair use and fair dealings.
Hi you guys, I'm back. I'm just doing a quick catch up on what's been going on in the world of the Sussexes mainly, unfortunately. I am still working on the Sophie video and I will get that out to you tomorrow. Sorry I've been quiet for a couple of days. I've just had some personal things going on and I've literally been bombarded as well by lots of verbal attacks and comments on YouTube and on Twitter and stuff. I guess people are a little bit upset at the moment because Meghan and Harry have left. And yeah, so I suppose it got to me, you know, I'm only human as well. But there is one account that isn't irritate me that I found absolutely hilarious. So did my friends, so did my family. And some person has set up a parody account. Basically, they keep going through every single one of my videos and photoshopping my face when I'm obviously, you pause it, everyone's going to look a bit funny, and then they're taking the time and effort and putting my face onto Meghan's. It's absolutely hilarious. This is one of my personal favourites. I just think like I look like I'm going, ooh, Betty. So yeah, keep it going. I mean, the more people that set up these nasty little accounts and try and bully me, well, all you're doing is directing more people over to my page and I get paid for it, so thank you very much. So Harry did a final goodbye kind of speech. He went to a private dinner to thank the Sensible, and yeah, he couldn't help himself, could he? I found it quite shocking when I read it the next day that despite him basically being let off incredibly lightly, given how he's left, as it's turning out, all of the kind of devious things that him and Meghan have been doing behind his entire family's back, instead of just being gracious and thank you, you know, he did say some nice things, but he had to make it clear for some unknown reason in the speech that it wasn't his kind of final decision. It wasn't what he wanted. It wasn't what him and Meghan really wanted. Well, no, you wanted to have your cake and eat it. And to be honest with you, compared to how I probably, if I'd have been the Queen, you are still having your cake and eating it. They are still HRH, they're still keeping their titles. They're not allowed to use the HRH titles going forward in their career in Canada, but I can't see how they're going to be able to enforce that and stop that. I have since read today that there are several advisors working with the Queen. They are also saying to her, don't let them do this. This is going to be a mistake, and I don't need a crystal ball, nor does anyone. This will be a massive mistake, I think, if they let them do this. So Harry goes on in the speech to say after many months of discussions, he decided basically this was his only decision that he could make. He had no choice, as it were. And I think back to when Harry and Meghan got married and we all welcomed them. They had a huge multi-million pound wedding. And she said that she couldn't wait. She was going to hit the ground running. Well, she got pregnant straight away. She had a longer maternity leave than what she was initially intending to do. During that time, she did work on a couple of projects, but I found them to be vanity projects. Editing for Vogue, designing a capsule collection with one of her designer friends, Mishanunu. And I just don't really feel that they're, you know, charitable causes, if I'm honest with you. I can't really see Bono shaking in his boots. I think everything that she's involved herself in is completely about self-promotion and self-serving, but hey ho, you know that's my opinion, so I'm sticking to it. So Harry has now left the UK. There are photographs of him arriving in Canada, rushing back to his wife. I really hope that Meghan is okay. It was reported that the reason why she stayed in Canada, she was been suffering very terribly from anxiety and panic attacks, and the stress of it was all becoming too much for her. So that's why she basically hit the red button and ran back to Canada. So I hope you're okay, Meghan. So William had his first solo Buckingham Palace reception. Well, they call it solo, but Catherine was with him, but I guess because of his rank where he is in the royal family. And I have to say that some of the haters that have harassed me have said that I'm completely jealous. Do you know what? They are right. I am, and I will admit it now in this video. I am completely and totally jealous of Catherine's hair. Oh my God, is there anything that she can't or can do with that hair? She has literally got the best hair in the world. And can she give us normal morsel women a break as well? Most of us, we can wear a colour looks good on us. You know, we might find that, you know, special occasion colour. There's not a single thing that she cannot wear, from emerald green to blue to now this red. Even William was caught on camera saying about the fact that he wanted Catherine to wear red for years. It was a beautiful ruby red dress. She just looked absolutely outstanding. And clearly I wasn't the only one that thought so. The media had Catherine basically on all of the front pages, on all of the news alerts, there she was. And it didn't go unnoticed in Canada, because within hours you had the magical, predictable Archie pictures. You had Meghan walking with Archie. Also so predictable in the scenario was, guess who took the pictures? A photographer from Splash News. And I keep bringing up Splash News because Splash News is who Harry sued for invading his privacy, and they are also the ones that do a lot of the setup pap shots for Kim Kardashian. But given the cheesiness of these shots, they're pretty badly set up. I think even Kim Kardashian would be like, whoa, I could teach you some tricks there. It's so obvious it's been completely set up. From the video clip of the security guards that looked like a bit like Phil and Grant Mitchell, to be honest with you, walking with their beanie hats on in the background, the closer Meghan got to the camera, both of them have removed their hats. Was that a case of the closer that she got to the camera, it was like, no, wait, take your hats off. I don't care that it's cold. It's not working for me. Your red hat is clashing with my green beanie. So the poor guys on a nice cold day in Canada have had to have their hats removed to make sure they get the best shot. Speaking of the best shot, oh, we see the dogs finally, don't we? The privacy and the secrecy surrounding that people were not allowed to know that they had Guy. They weren't allowed to know the dog's name. It's all been released through the publications. The black dog that they have is called Oz. I'm sorry, but even these dogs look embarrassed of how badly these pictures have been set up. A few of the standard fan accounts of Meghan have turned around and said, oh no, they were taken at, from long range. Meghan didn't know they were there. Oh, I think she did. I just got a little inkling that I think she definitely knew that they were there. Which brings me to the next thing to do with this entire setup that has got people talking. It is the way that she's carrying Archie. Now, I am not mum shaming. This has nothing to do with whether you're a mother, whether you are not a mother. The child has literally been yanked to the side. Now, whether this is Meghan has done this at the last second to make sure that she gets a full facial shot, because obviously, I guess it would be Archie's head in the way. But either way, it looks completely wrong. It looks completely wrong for so many reasons. Archie is hanging completely limp to one side, completely limp, like the arms straight, the legs straight. He's just swinging. Even if the kid's asleep, I find this a very, very weird position for a child to be in. He's also 8 months old. He's huge, and that's not to say I have seen kids where you're just like, really? He's only sort of 6 months? He looks like he's a year old. So clearly he's a big child. Meghan is quite slight build. She's quite slim, and the child that big, and if you look at the strap, it's completely hanging off her shoulder. So she's casually walking with this huge child, which as far as I'm concerned should be, I wouldn't want to carry a child that big. He should be in a buggy, or at least one of those proper backpacks where the children are facing forward. He's supported, but he's quite clearly not being supported. One, he's got no nappy on, which I find really, really odd, but the way his legs are sitting through the straps, there's straps hanging off everywhere. One person on Twitter has posted this, and they can point out all the things that are wrong with this. Meghan literally looks like she's got him in a headlock, and I don't understand. Even the most unmaternal of people, I don't have children, but I would never carry a child like that. It just seems to be that he's just literally been flung to the side. I don't know who put that on her. Maybe he is with the nannies a lot, but this isn't a newborn child, and this is Meghan's first kind of rodeo outing with him. Maybe it's the first time she's worn it. I don't know. Who knows what's going on here? But I agree with people on social media. These pictures are completely off. Yet there she is with her best, I don't know, Ted Bundy, Norman Bates, serial killer grin and eyes. There is something so off key with this woman. The whole thing completely stinks. And I can't understand, is this the life Harry wants for him? Is this what Harry's part of? Because I can't believe, is Harry really that daft that he's been believing Meghan saying to him about the anxiety and the panic attacks and the media hounding her, and she wants to take Archie away from it all? Remember all of the secrecy that has been surrounding this kid. He wants a private life for him. And Harry still seems to say that when he's having sort of speeches, when he's giving speeches, when he's talking about it. He wants to take his family away from the scrutiny, from the fishbowl. He doesn't want Archie growing up in a toxic environment. But there's your wife, literally within hours of you saying that, she is completely making you look a tool, because there she is setting up pap shots, slinging, and I say slinging, he looked like a sack of potatoes been thrown in a baby sling, marching down the road with, set up security guys following her. It seems so weird. They're like caricatures of themselves. It doesn't make sense, does it? I want to protect my child. I don't want them growing up under the spotlight and the fishbowl. But there is your wife within minutes parading him in front of paparazzi and selling the shots. These, please do not be fooled. Splash Media is selling these shots. She is setting up these. That's why they're the only photographers there. Why do you not think if people were buying them, the average Joe, like I've said before, with their iPhone would be taking pictures? These are all set up, and it's creepy. It's actually kind of scary, really, that this is the life that Harry has taken away the privacy for his child. For this, he's given up everything. I understand wanting to have a quiet life. I understand wanting to protect his child, but this is not what Meghan's been doing. This is not what's happening. Maybe it'll change now that Harry's going out there and he'll say no, but I don't think Meghan's the sort of person that really listens to anything that anyone has to say, let alone henpecked Harry. Whether you like Meghan, whether you don't like Meghan, there is no denying that she is now one of the most famous women in the world. Why is she resorting to such cheap, tacky publicity shots? Why is she doing that? Why are none of the newspapers picking up on the fact that this is who she's using? Everyone can see that these are set up paparazzi shots. And I really hope the Queen is seeing them. I hope the courtiers are seeing them. Because at the moment, they're apparently deliberating whether they should keep the HRH. Now, surely, in the past week, all the pictures that we've seen of Meghan, this should tell you what she's going to do. And it's only going to get worse. I really hope the Queen sees sense here, because this woman is absolutely, she is a force to be reckoned with. Media mad Meg. All joking aside, the public really are up in arms about this. People were very, very upset, and they feel like the Queen is betraying the public. Surely she would have learnt by her mistakes with her favourite son. You know, I dare not say his name just in case YouTube blocked my video again. But all of the chances that she gave him, and look how that turned out. Look what happened when Fergie got in trouble. She's basically letting Meghan, who has joined the family, who I think has conned the family from the very beginning, and the public. I think this is what she always wanted. And she's the one making the decisions. No wonder she looks so happy. No wonder she doesn't look traumatised anymore. If they want the public support and they want the monarchy to continue, look what's happened with William's first solo engagement that he's done at Buckingham Palace, reception dinner. Meghan straight away has done these pictures. They don't have to follow a diary anymore. They don't have to follow rules. Meghan is going to continue to do this. She is going to try and outdo them. It's like a competition. Sadly, I think Harry's been part of it. It looks like Sophie and Edward are going to be stepping into the, I would say, the gaps that Harry and Meghan have left, but I don't think they've really left much of a gap. I mean, Harry has with his military, but I don't think Meghan's left a gap for Sophie to fill. Sophie has smashed all over her engagements, and she's a really wonderful member of the royal family, which I have not forgotten. As I said, I got caught up with stuff for a couple of days. There's lots of media that I need to put in the Sophie video, because you want to see pictures. You don't just want to listen to me talking about her. And we will talk about how fabulous Sophie, the Countess of Wessex, is. So that's it for me on this video. I will be back tomorrow. Oh, and for the person doing the parody account, I'll help you out. Here's a face. Bye.
If you like my video, please remember to like and subscribe. Please, angry typists, you will be blocked, so save your fingers for time. If you would like to buy me a coffee, please go to my About page and click the link. Love, Taz.